Hello and welcome to the old Fliers. We live in uncertain times. Recent geopolitical events must worry all thinking people. An old Chinese proverb states, "May you live in interesting times." Interesting, yes. Dangerous, no. Donald Trump's trade wars have fractured historic alliances. Those alliances which see nations invested in the security and welfare of each other. China and America are two superpowers whose leaderships are very suspicious of each other. Comparing the military capabilities of each is revealing. America's population is 334 million, just 23% that of China's 1.412 billion. The US economy is bigger, but not for much. China spends about 1.6 to 1.7% of its GDP on defence, growing at 7% as it seeks to modernise its military and assert itself as a global power. The US spends 3.4% of its GDP on defence. NATO countries average 2%. As one measure of military might, I asked DeepSeek, the Chinese artificial intelligence app, to compare the Chinese Air Force to that of the United States Air Force. The People's Liberation Army Air Force, PLAAF, and the United States Air Force, USAF, are two of the most powerful air forces in the world, but they differ significantly in terms of history, technology, operational experience, and global reach. DeepSeek broke it down to these factors. 1. Size and structure. The PLAAF is the largest air force in Asia and the third largest in the world by number of aircraft after the US Air Force and Russian Air Force. It operates a mix of medium and older operational aircraft with a focus on rapid modernisation. Estimated to have around 2,000 combat aircraft, including fighters, bombers and attack aircraft. It still has a lot of older planes such as the MiG-21 clones. The PLAAF is part of the People's Liberation Army, PLA, and operates under the Chinese Communist Party's control. USAF is the largest and most technologically advanced air force in the world. It operates over 5,000 aircraft, including fighters, bombers, reconnaissance, transport, and unmanned systems. The US Air Force has a global presence with bases and operations on multiple continents. It is an independent branch of the US military and has a long history of global operations. 2. Technological capabilities. China has made significant strides in modernising its air force, developing advanced aircraft such as the J-20 stealth fighter, J-16 multiple fighter and Y-20 transport aircraft, a creditable heavy lifter. The J-10, based on the Israeli Lavi, is a good aircraft. The J-31, based on the F-35, is a dog, as the J-20, with its draggy shape, inability to supercruise, and engine requiring servicing every 200 hours. The current bomber, the H-6, is a copy of the Tu-16 from 70 years ago. Fighter training is very scripted with much ground control direction. Chinese Air Force is increasingly focusing on stealth technology, drones, and electronic warfare capabilities. China's aviation industry is still catching up in some areas such as jet engine technology, where it relies partially on Russian imports. China is investing heavily in hypersonic missiles and anti-satellite weapons, which would complement its air power. America maintains a technological edge in most areas with advanced stealth aircraft like the F-22 Raptor and the F-35 Lightning II. The US has superior jet engine technology, avionics and network-centric warfare capabilities. America operates a large fleet of strategic bombers like the B-2 Spirit, B-1B Lancer and B-52 Stratofortress, and has significant advantage in long-range strike capabilities. America also leads in unmanned systems such as the MQ-9 Reaper and RQ-4 Global Hawk. The latest US fighter offering, the F-15EX, is following the European lead in achieving stealth by electronic warfare, EW, analysing incoming radar signals and providing a return that hides the aircraft.
It's a safe bird, it's a reliable bird, it's an American-made product. It's got American hands and American spirit in it. Kind of speaks for itself, undefeated. One of the things we stand on is just it bringing the light into the darkness.
China is unlikely to have proficiency at this level. 3. Operational experience. China has limited combat experience compared to that of America. Its last major conflict was the Korean War 1950 to 1953. China has focused on training and modernisation in recent decades, but its lack of real-world combat experience is a potential weakness. China has participated in joint exercises with other countries such as Russia to improve its readiness. The Chinese Air Force has lots of hardened shelters for their aircraft. The US Air Force has extensive combat experience, having participated in nearly every major conflict since World War II, including Korea, Vietnam, the Gulf War, Iraq, Afghanistan, and Syria. This experience gives the US Air Force a significant advantage in terms of tactics, logistics, and adaptability. The US also has a robust network of allies and partners, allowing for joint operations and interoperability. The US aircraft fleet is now very old on average, and operating costs have risen due to airframes and systems being worn out. The US Air Force now has the longest range air-to-air missiles at 620 kilometres. This is the SM-6 without the booster. This will be good for engaging Chinese AWACS. 4. Global reach and power projection. China's Air Force is primarily focused on regional dominance, particularly in the Indo-Pacific region. The PLAAF is developing capabilities to project power beyond its immediate region, such as with the Y-20 transport aircraft and refuelling tankers. China's lack of overseas bases limits its ability to sustain long-range operations compared to that of the US. The US Air Force has unparalleled global reach with the ability to deploy and sustain operations anywhere in the world. The US operates a vast network of overseas bases and has a large fleet of strategic airlifters, for example, the KC-135 and KC-46. The US Air Force's ability to project power globally is a key component of US military strategy. 5. Nuclear capabilities. China maintains a relatively small nuclear arsenal compared to the US, with an estimated 400 to 500 warheads. China operates a limited number of nuclear-capable bombers, e.g. the H-6, and is developing next-generation strategic bombers, e.g. the H-20 stealth bomber. Chinese nuclear doctrine emphasises a no first-use policy. The US Air Force is a key component of the US nuclear triad, operating intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs, strategic bombers, e.g. the B-2 and B-52, and nuclear-capable fighters. The US has a much larger nuclear arsenal with approximately 5,000 warheads. The US maintains a policy of extended deterrence providing nuclear protection to its allies. 6. Research and development. China has significantly increased its defence budget and R&D efforts in recent years, focusing on cutting-edge technologies like stealth, drones and artificial intelligence. China's defence industry is becoming more self-reliant, but it still lags behind the US in some areas. The US invests heavily in R&D, maintaining a technological edge in areas like stealth, hypersonics and space-based systems. The US defence industry benefits from close collaboration with private sector innovators and a robust ecosystem of defence contractors. 7. Challenges. The Chinese Air Force has limited combat experience and has a reliance on older generational aircraft in some units. It depends on Russian engines and some foreign technology. It has challenges in integrating new systems and achieving full interoperability. America has an ageing aircraft fleet in some areas, e.g. the B-52, KC-135, and budget constraints and the need to modernise while maintaining global operation. There is increasing competition from China and Russia in advanced technologies. Conclusion. The US Air Force remains the most powerful air force in the world with superior technology, global reach and operational experience. However, the PLAAF is rapidly modernising and closing the gap in key areas, particularly in stealth technology and regional power projection. While China's Air Force is focused on dominating the Indo-Pacific region, the US maintains a global presence and a significant technological edge. The balance of power between the two air forces will continue to evolve as China invests in its military capabilities and the US adapts to new challenges. Please add your comments below. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to promote new material.